Namaste, my Zen zebras, my Bella butterflies, my unique unicorns, my merry mermaids, my merry mermen. I think that's it. Bella butterflies, unique unicorns, merry mermaids, merry mermen, Zen zebras, and Namaste ninjas. Okay, so I am finally doing it. This is the first part of the 3 different cases that I just want to do a little bit on each because I procrastinated, and I'm just going to be casual. I'm going to take grace with myself. I'm not going to put so much pressure on myself. And it is late. It is nighttime. But that's okay. I just can't seem to concentrate during the day. And I was up late last night doing an unboxing and a live. So now I feel less pressure doing a regular video. Okay. So first I'm just going to go over my notes, and I'm probably actually going to show you my notes. We all listen to Jason Stevenson, Third Eye opening music. But I'm just going to put a prayer out over myself and anybody who watches my videos, my home, my family, my animals, and anyone who views my videos. Please, dear God, put a prayer of protection and a white light of crystals around me and my viewers, and my observers, anybody who listens to my podcasts. Some people just listen and fall asleep. So I want everything to be peaceful. Please give me, I'm open and receptive to receiving any messages from Abby and Libby, Abigail Williams and Liberty German, Abigail Williams, Liberty German, Abby and Libby. Okay, that's just for me. I need to say it 3 times. That taps me in. But please, dear God, always send Archangel Michael around me and any of my viewers to protect me against anything negative or evil, and only the white light and angels get to come out. Any information that I'm allowed to know, please let me see it or feel it or hear it. And when I am done with this reading, please, I will do a closing prayer. Okay. Thank you, dear God. Thank you, archangels. And thank you, my guides. I'm asking my guides, who are Shanann, Mommy, I heard Grace, Gannon, and Tylee step forward. And also, of course, Abby and Libby, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Please step forward so that I have information. Okay, so, in case you didn't know, it's good for you to do your own research. But in case you didn't know, there is... Okay, I was just told to turn this down, so hold on one second. I don't really need it to tap in because I'm a night owl, so usually I'm at my highest during the night, and I didn't put my patch on because sometimes that makes me sleepy, so I'll put my patch on when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Okay, so please do your own research. I'm just going to give you a very generalized synopsis. Okay, so the person, they didn't find the person responsible until, I forgot to write down something, until like 5 years later, 5 or 6 years later. Okay. So, we have certain players, people's names. Yeah, so I'm not going to go over that whole thing, but Abby and Libby were murdered February 14th, 2017. They went missing. They had a day off from school, and they were dropped off at the park by, I believe it was Abby's sister, and then when somebody went to pick the girls up, they weren't there. So we have, now I'm going to forget the name, Keenan. I'm not spelling his name right. Yeah, Keenan Klein. Okay, thank you, dear God. Thank you, Spirit. And then we have Anthony Schatz. Okay, I'm going to explain this. We have Tony Klein, which is Keenan's father. Okay, and this is all allegedly. This is based on my feeling, my intuitive read. I'm going to do an intuitive read. I have done 3 videos for Abby and Libby. If you haven't seen them, please go watch them. That was before the murderer was found. I'm pretty sure. So you can go match it up. I haven't matched it up, to tell you the truth. I didn't go back. Some videos I go back, like my summer videos, some Suzanne videos, but I did not go back to the Abby and Libby, because for the longest time they would put up a stop sign hand. When I would say try to delve into it, they would put up a stop sign hand. All right. So to me, that just meant, no, don't even go. Don't even go there. You don't want to know. Katrina, you won't be able to handle it. So they protected me against that. But then just probably, I would say maybe a year or 2 before they were found, before the murderer was put in jail, which is Richard Allen. Okay. I'm just writing these down so I could show you my notes. But that's when I did my videos. I did dowsing rods, and I did those videos, and I never looked back at them. Why? There's horrible energy. And being a sensitive, being an empath, a light worker, is too much. Sometimes that darkness is too much to absorb. And I deal with other cases, and there's just a limit that you have before it starts dimming your light. Okay. Because we absorb things like a sponge, so it is hard. It really is. Okay. So, they had Keenan Klein. Let me just tell you what Keenan Klein. Let me show you my notes. Maybe I could talk better when you're not looking at me. Don't know how to turn it. Okay. I don't know if you could see what. All right. I can't turn this phone. I'm using my old phone. All right. It's stupid. Okay. Let me just put you back. Okay. So, Keenan Klein was somebody, Tony Klein's son. It was a father and son, right? Keenan Klein has been in jail, I think, since 2020 on child P, because I heard that we're not allowed to say the word PORN. Okay, so he had child PORN. Okay, yeah, this is going to be hard to do because of the rules for YouTube. I don't get it. So I don't understand how you're supposed to speak, but okay, so he went to jail. They looked through his father, Tony Klein's home, I'm pretty sure. because sometimes they lived together, of course, father and son, and sometimes they shared a phone or a laptop. Okay, I'm not 100% privy to all that happened with Keenan Klein. However, I do know he created a false catfish account that involves somebody, a real person, a real police officer named Anthony Schatz, who's very, very handsome, right? Which Keenan Klein was not. Keenan Klein was not handsome with a six-pack and muscles. Anthony Schatz, I believe was a police officer, is a police officer, and what Keenan Klein did was take his picture and his profile, his account, and pretend that he was Anthony Schatz. Even his name he used. Okay. Not sure if he got in trouble for that. Okay, that's what I'm reading off of. I don't know why my phone won't switch over so I could show you, but it doesn't matter. Okay, it's only one page, 1 or 2 pages. So anyhow, Keenan Klein made up this fake phony account that he was Anthony Schatz, a good-looking guy with a six-pack, and was contacting Abby and Libby. I'm not sure if it was one or the other, but it was Abby and Libby. Okay, and then they were hooking up. They were going to make a meetup, right? They were going to meet by the bridge. They were going to meet there, allegedly. This is all allegedly, okay? This is what they were deducing from what Keenan Klein cooperated with and what they found out. So Keenan Klein was at the bridge that day, but by his car or his truck. He didn't go to the bridge. There was a reason. We don't know why, or at least I don't know why. I'm not privy on that. Okay, Tony Klein, we're not sure if he was there at all. Okay, Richard Allen said that he admitted that he was at the bridge. Okay, and this is the person that they caught. I think it was 2022. They found a bullet that wasn't used, but it was from his gun, between the girls' bodies. Okay. So they got a warrant for his house, and they searched his house for many, many, many hours. Some people have admitted on the bridge that they saw a man meeting his description, full of bloody clothes or muddy bloody clothes. Some people say just muddy clothes. Some people say bloody and muddy clothes. Okay, so we're not sure. But anyhow, what we do know is that the girls thought they were going to meet Anthony Schatz. Okay? Allegedly. So let's just say allegedly so everybody's safe. Okay. So, of course, as we know, they were met by allegedly Richard Allen, and he showed them that he had a gun, and he told them go down the hill. Okay, and actually one of the girls said gun, right? They have her on video. They have a picture of the bridge guy, okay, who looks a lot like Richard Allen. Okay, so they went down the hill, and somehow, some way, both of them got murdered. Okay, am I allowed to say that? Because they were. Okay, so when they first searched the woods and the bridge and all that, they did not find the girls. They didn't find the girls till the next day. So there is a thought that the girls were taken away from the scene and fixed up or switched clothes and things like that. Abby, who was the heavier set one, was in Libby's clothes. Okay, Libby was a thinner one, right? So that had to be hard to do that, to put her in different clothes. Don't know why they did that. Okay, and now, when I say they, all right, so there's been a lot of speculation that it wasn't just Richard Allen. How could Richard Allen do this all on his own? And you know what? Like in BK's, Brian Kohlberger's case, I feel he did that on his own. Okay? Look at Ted Bundy. Look at all these serial killers. They did things on their own. Okay? In a short amount of time. All right? But a lot of people are saying he couldn't have done it because he's only 5'4". I think he could have done it. But could there be somebody in the background? Is there a link between Richard Allen and Keenan Klein and the whole Anthony Shots thing? Okay? Is there a link to Richard Allen and the dark web and, other people who are child abductors and murderers? And yeah, I'm sure the police will find out if there's a link, because if there's a link, then you have it written down somewhere, or you have it virtually, I know you can hide a lot of stuff. Definitely, I'm aware you can hide a lot of stuff. But there is a digital footprint that everybody has. Did he have enough time to collab with other people? Okay, he might have, but so far, we know that he confessed 5 or 6 times to this murder, to his mother, to his wife, and by the way, his wife is still with him, just as a side note. Okay, no judging, but, side eye. Okay, anyhow, what his defense are claiming is that he's being abused by the police officers and security guards that are inside the jail, that they are Odinists. And up until yesterday, the day before, I never heard that word. I know about a Nordic studies and the runes. I used to have runes years ago in the 90s, but I didn't really resonate with them, so I was like, I don't want to study another thing. So I got rid of my runes. But they're trying to bring in that these like supremacists, white supremacists, are somehow associated with the Odinists, and that the security guard said, we're going to kill your family, your wife and your daughter, if you don't admit to the crime. You have to admit to the crime that you did it. Okay? So that's why he's saying that he had admitted 5 or 6 times, because they said they were going to hurt him and they were going to hurt his family, which is his wife and daughter. He has one daughter. I think she got married or she's getting married. I'm not sure. You never hear anything about her. Anyhow, but she did look a lot like Abigail Williams, because there's a picture of her on the bridge, and she looks a lot like him. Okay. Frank's hearing search warrant. Frank's hearing search warrant. Okay, I'm not sure what Frank's hearing search warrant. I know what the search warrant. They're trying to get the search warrant that they did in Richard Allen's house thrown out. They're trying to say that they did not have enough evidence to go search his house. Okay? So if they get it thrown out, that'll make the case very, very, very weak. But I'm going to tell you what I think after I read my notes. 1 second. Every time I do this, my spirit comes in and really makes me feel warm, and I feel like my hair is really heavy. It's not. It's just long. But I can't take that heat. So I have to get my fan and I have to put my hair back. Okay. So, the search warrant is very, very important. There's a lot of speculation, allegedly, how it happened. Supposedly, there was no blood on Abby. So, where was her blood? Okay. Both girls supposedly died by a cut to the neck. Probably the vocal cord or the jugular vein. Okay. So, you would bleed a lot. Where is Abby's blood? There wasn't. They didn't find any. Okay. So some people are speculating that Abby died slowly and she tried to run away, but that's not how her body is depicted. And I'm going to show you a little picture I drew based on, I didn't read the 136 pages of the document. I did not read it, but I listened to a lot of it. And this is, of course, this is all my opinion. Mystic Brady, Katrina Brady's opinion, nobody else's. Based on what I heard and observed, I'm entitled to my opinion, okay? If you're watching me and you don't want to hear my opinion, then you can click off. But this is my opinion, and it's allegedly for entertainment reasons. So I don't know if that's true about Abby trying to run away and dying slowly. The angle that she was to Libby is very interesting, and it looks like it's posed. Some people say staged, but I think it's posed. And Abby was fully clothed, but not with her own clothes, with Libby's clothes, with Liberty's clothes. And remember I told you earlier that Liberty is thinner, much thinner body than Abby. So that must have been hard to squeeze her in different clothes. Okay. Whereas vice versa would have been easier. So that's a strange thing. Okay. And I don't know if I think they found Abigail's clothes in the lake or the water later on. So it was put in the water. Were they trying to hide it? Was it just found? I'm not sure. Okay. All right. So let me just read my notes. Abby was fully clothed, Libby in Libby's clothes, and Libby was fully naked. They were missing 22 hours. That's a fact. There was a gash to both their necks, like I said. But was that how they died? There was some speculation that first, because there was no blood on Abigail, and this is a trigger warning. I will put a trigger warning in the title, just in case, this is too much for a lot of people to listen to. Okay, so Libby was by a tree with 4 tree branches on her. So what Richard Allen's defense is trying to say, that this was a ritualistic sacrifice, that whether he was involved in it or not, that he was told what to do, or they're trying to prove that other people went there and staged everything. Okay, so if they take the blame off of him and put it on him and other people, then of course he won't get the death penalty, and maybe he'll get his case thrown out, and maybe they can reverse the warrant and say not use the warrant in the trial. Okay, even though he already confessed 6 times. He's saying the guards were making him confess because every time he met with his lawyer, they had a camera standing behind him. So they were trying to read his lips if he would say anything that was the wrong thing. Like, I didn't do it. These other people did it and they're blaming me. And they're going to kill my family if I don't say it. He said that, or the defense is saying that he could not talk to his own lawyer, honestly, because they were filming him, which is illegal. And so the lawyer would have noticed that, and the lawyer would have not spoken if he saw that. Okay. It's a bunch of crap. Okay, so 1 second. That's my opinion. So the search warrant, I just have some notes. I don't know why when I was writing some notes, I feel I was getting kind of a remote view, and I kept getting like some things like the smoking and drinking, like I smelled cigarettes. Sometimes even like maybe cigar type cigarettes, and then regular cigarettes like Marlboro. Drinking, I smelled alcohol, I smelled beer, maybe some whiskey, and the person who did it had pleasure doing it, wasn't remorseful. Every once in a while feeling depression, having depression, but had depression before that point. And I kept getting 1990 being really important. 1990. Maybe that's when he graduated high school. Maybe that's when he met his wife. But I got 1990 as being important year. Okay. So, let me get down to Abby and Libby were placed. Libby's head was towards a tree, like closer to a tree, allegedly, okay? And she had sticks placed on her, which they're trying to say is an Odinist religion, and the runes, and it means something. It means sacrifice, and there was different sticks all over her body, and some people say maybe they're trying to just cover her up because she was naked. And then the way she had one arm up over her head and one arm by her body, that's supposed to mean something too. And a couple of feet from her was Abby. Okay, so here's Libby, and then here's Abby a couple of feet away. And Abby had Libby's clothes on, fully dressed, and had, I think, her hoodie on, and had her hands like this on her chest, and had one leg up. Had some sticks on her too. I drew a picture, but I don't know. I don't see it. 1 second, guys. I remember drawing a picture. Where is it? Because I was doing 3 cases at once. That's how I am sometimes. I was doing 3 cases at once, so where is the picture? I know I drew a picture of the 2 girls. 1 second. Okay. See. All right. The reason why I felt like I had to draw this. All right, let me just look at it first. 5 to 6 times he confessed. Abigail is Abby, and Liberty is Libby. Okay. I feel like when I remote view it and I listen, I hear the wife definitely knew, because she knew his clothes. And it was all over the news. I have no idea why. Maybe she was in shock. I mean, just allegedly, according to in my opinion, I believe she knew. Clothing is in a creek. Yeah, so Abby's clothing, because she was not dressed in her clothing, Abby's clothing ended up in a creek. I don't know when they found it. Maybe they found it right away. Okay, so we have a big stick, like over, big branch that had to be, they said it had to be cut down with an electric cutter. So if you go there, they're saying, how could he have an electric cutter with him? He had a big gun inside his coat pocket, and he probably had a knife because they were cut. But they're saying, how did he cut these branches? Well, maybe, ever think the two girls were removed from that area, brought to a different location, and then brought back and staged or posed, however you want to say it. Okay, so what does this all mean? Well, I sat with it. I didn't do the cards on it yet. I just wanted to do a little remote viewing, a little channeling, asking the girls. I have 2 sage sticks. I have my Michael candle lit. No worries. I have 2 sage sticks with Abby and Libby on it, Palo Santo sticks, because I was asking them for their story yesterday. And like I said, I couldn't get to sit and do it because it's horrible. I can't just get up from the table and then be like, okay, that's done. Why? Because I can't do that because I absorb it. And even though I have protection and prayers of protection around me and over me, and I'll say some closing prayers, it's still around me. So I was told to keep it short in order to protect myself. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so when I channel for Abby and Libby, and I ask them what happened, do they have the right person? And are there more people involved? Yeah, I hear there's more people involved, but they are telling me they only saw him, which they call the bridge guy. The one we took a picture of, Katrina, the one we took a picture of, okay?